welcome to Power Yoga. Today we're going to start in a seated easy pose, so just make yourself comfortable. Place your hands on your knees. You can have your palms facing down or facing up, it's totally up to you. Close your eyes and let's start with a time in, taking a few breaths. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more deep breath in, and deep breath out. Blink your eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, reach over to the left. So plant your left hand by your hip and reach that right hand over, stretching out the right rib cage, but reaching for the left side of your room. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, reach both hands back to the ceiling and then lifting and reaching to the right. Keep those hips grounded into the mat. Gaze can go up if that feels good on your neck. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in, reach for the ceiling. And then exhale, folding forward to your degree. Breathe here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Inhale, walk yourself back up to a seated position and find boat pose. So you can start with your feet on the floor if you need to and your hands behind you. Your chest is lifted here and you're using your core. If you can bring your shins parallel to the floor and your hands by your side, you can do that too. If you want to continue to go, you can lift your feet up, straighten your legs, and your arms can reach for the ceiling. Just find a place where you can hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Keep the chest lifted. Concentrating on your breath, firing up the core, warming up the body so we can start to move. Breathe. You can do it. Right out of the gate, I know you can do it. Deep breath here. 20 more seconds. Keep the chest lifted. Make sure the spine is nice and straight. If you want to grab behind your knees, you can. Just keep your chest lifted. You're still going to use your core here. Big inhale. Exhale, cross your ankles. Come around to your hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Send your hips high, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out here if you need to. Or you can bend both of your knees, send your hips up high, your chest towards your thighs. That feels good. You can come up onto the tippy toes and roll forward if you need to work out some wrist issues. Your feet are hip distance apart here. Spread your fingers out wide, always using the entire hand so you can evenly distribute your weight off of the wrists. Maybe you straighten your knees and maybe you don't. Maybe you keep a bent knee and that's great. That's okay. Breathe here. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades, belly in. Gaze is down at the mat in front of you. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Squeeze those glutes in tight here. Belly button comes up and in, very strong. It may not look like much, but you should feel like you're powerful. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, root to rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, all the way up, root to rise. Squeeze everything in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Vinyasa flow, any way you want to get to down dog. If you want to modify, you come down to your knees. Come down towards the floor halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Step forward. Warrior one. So your back foot pivots to a 45-degree angle. You're trying to square those hips to the front of your mat. And so you might have your heels lined up behind each other and have your hips square to the front, but you might not. So you might want to widen your foot stance here, and that is totally fine. Inhaling your arms straight up, your shoulders are square to the front, and hips are trying to square to the front. Okay, reach up, breathe. Make sure that front knee is over the front ankle. Deep breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, Vinyasa flow. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step forward, warrior one. Again, you may find that one side of your body can do this better than the other, especially warrior one. And so just modify however you need to on each side. Breathe here, reach and stretch, leaning into that knee, finding a good lunge here, reaching towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, plant your hands, step it back, Vinyasa flow. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, look forward, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit those hips back, squeezing everything in, but you don't have to have your feet or your knees touching. Just activate those legs so you can really feel the burn back here. Tuck that tailbone just enough so there's no banana boat here in the low back. Breathe. If it hurts your shoulders to reach up, you can always bring your hands to heart center. Sit an inch lower if you can. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Vinyasa flow. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to do that sun B again. Inhale, right leg up. Step forward. Warrior one. Moving a little quicker this time. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back and flow. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step forward. Warrior one. Now, the important thing here is to go with your inhales and exhales and not mine. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back. Vinyasa flow. So if you get ahead of me or behind me, that's okay. We'll meet back in down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, journey forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit those hips back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, vinyasa flow. One more, sun B. And we should be really warmed up. Right leg reaches up. Step forward. Warrior one. Inhale brings you up. Exhale takes you back. Vinyasa flow. Inhale, left leg up. Step forward. Inhale brings you up, warrior one. Exhale takes you back. Step it back, vinyasa flow. One more chair. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, and flow. Nice and warmed up now. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale, your right leg lifts up. Bend your knee and open your hip. Pressing that heel towards the glute, knee comes up. Deep breath in. Knee to nose. Round your spine, tuck it in, use your core. And lift, three-legged dog. Step forward, crescent lunge. All 10 toes are facing the front of your mat. Hips are square to the front of your mat. Ideally, you would like to come up onto the ball of that back foot, but if you don't have that, you don't have to. But you do want to try to keep that front knee in line with the front ankle. So if you need to shorten your stance in order to make that work, you can do that. You can also lower down to that knee on the floor if that's more accessible to you. Hands reach towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Power lunge. Palms press towards the floor. You're trying to push the floor away, so straighten your arms, really use these triceps here, pressing away. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. Good. Plant your hands, step it back, vinyasa flow. Inhale, your left leg reaches. Bend your knee, open your hip. Heel towards the glute, knee lifted. Enjoy the stretch. Knee to nose, round the spine. Try to tuck it in. Use the core. Lift, three-legged dog. Step forward, crescent lunge. Take the time to get settled. I want you to be strong. I want you to be able to hold the posture, but holding it in the correct form. Breathe. Exhale. Power lunge, palms facing the floor. Keep the chest lifted, nice and strong here. Keep that front knee over the front ankle. Holding this posture. Feeling fabulous. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Crescent lunge. Plant your hands. Step it back, vinyasa flow. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bring your hands to heart center. Pick that right foot up and set it on top of that left leg. Figure four. This can also be done laying on your back with your left foot planted on the floor. You can stay right here. We're just trying to open up the hips a little bit and firm up the thighs. So we're sitting here, go as low as you want. You can also amplify this by taking some pulse squats if that's in your wheelhouse today. Totally up to you. You can also find yourself in a forward fold. If that feels good and that's more of a stretch for you, there's also some arm balance work you can find in this posture. Deep breath here. Practicing balance. Find something to focus on that's not moving in your room. Right foot meets the mat, chair pose. Inhale that left leg up and set it down on the right leg, finding whichever variation suits you on this side. And most likely you will find that one leg is a little bit more flexible or adaptable to this pose than the other, and that's 100% okay and normal. Almost everyone I know can do this better on one side than the other. Maybe you're even shaking a little bit like me, but focus on the breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, chair pose. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Vinyasa flow. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Right knee, right elbow. Use that core, you can do it. Inhale, reach, three-legged dog. Step forward, crescent lunge. Finding lots of strength in this pose. Power lunge, palms press towards the floor. Breathe in. Back to crescent lunge. Hands come to heart center. We're gonna twist to the right, so the left elbow meets the right knee. If you can't maintain this pose, press down towards the floor with that back knee. That's totally fine. Totally up to you here, but you're trying to use a little bit of leverage with that leg, pressing the chest through. Breathe. If you want to, you can also open the arms here. Amplify that a little bit. Back up, crescent lunge. Plant your hands. Left hand plants on the floor. Reach the right hand towards the ceiling. First, enjoy this stretch. Then, send that right foot back. Side plank. Keeping that hip lifted like there's a beach ball underneath you. If you want to amplify, you can lift that right leg up. Hands to the mat. Flow. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Left leg lifts. Left knee, left elbow. Use your core. Lift. Step forward, crescent lunge. Taking the time, finding your breath. Power lunge. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring those shoulders away from the ears. Create some space in the neck. Power lunge. Back up to crescent. Hands to heart center. We're going to twist to the left. Deep breath in. Back up. Crescent lunge. Ooh, challenge that balance. Nice work. Hands towards the floor. Plant your right hand. Left hand reaches up. Enjoy the stretch first. Then send the left foot back. Side plank. You can look down at your hands. Your gaze can go up. That's a little bit more challenging. You can also amplify by lifting that left leg. completely up to you wherever you are. Bring your hands to the mat. Vinyasa flow. Nice work. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale your right leg, just halfway up, keep it flexed, straight out of that hip socket. And then step forward into a low runner's lunge. This time, lower your back knee to the floor, and then either bring your hands to your knee, or you can inhale your arms all the way up. You're sending those hips forward a little bit here, just to stretch. Bring your hands down, frame the front foot, and then straighten that front leg. So if you have it in you and you already can do the full splits, you can take full splits here. If not, do the half splits like I'm doing. You can reach for the big toe if you want. You can also amplify the floor by bringing a block or a book or something if you need, if you can't quite reach the mat. Inhale, come back. Plant your hands, step that right foot back. Down dog. You can take an optional flow there if you want it. And then you're gonna lift that left leg up out of the hip socket straight, flex the foot. Step forward. Lower the back knee, low runner's lunge into the crescent, moon. So you can plant your hands on your knee here, send your hips forward. Or you can inhale your arms up. That's going to be a little bit more intense on that hip flexor. Reach and breathe. Plant your hands. Straighten that front leg. Half or full splits, your choice. You might find, again, on this, the one leg is a little bit easier than another. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bend your knee, come forward. Low runner's lunge, high plank. Engaging the core here, you're pressing the floor away. If you were looking in the mirror, you'd see your shoulder blades should be lifted, like pointed towards the ceiling. In yoga, we like to keep our hips in line with the shoulders like a tabletop, straight neutral spine. We don't dip our hips at all. We keep them lifted, but you're still using just as much core and you're using your legs, full body here. Great job. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Come down to your knees and then onto your back for our core for the day. We're gonna do penguin poses, or I like to call them ankle touches, but either way, you're gonna bring your heels in towards the glutes, come down onto your back. Taking your hands by your side, lifting the shoulders off the floor, and you're just gonna reach for your ankles, okay? You're gonna feel this on the side obliques. So we're gonna be here for a little while, just a minute and a half. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Ready, go. You can go as fast or slow as you want. It really doesn't matter. You're still getting the benefit. And the closer your feet are together, the harder this is gonna be. So that's really gonna depend on you. And 90 seconds in this exact posture is hard on your neck. So if you need to come down and take a breath, and then come right back. Just join us, it's fine. But you're keeping that belly button engaged, pressing it towards the floor. Great, keep going. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, rest your neck if you need it. And then come back and join us. Halfway done. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Only 30 seconds more. The goal is to use your core, not to hurt yourself, so please take breaks anytime you need it. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Shoulders on the floor. You can windshield wiper your knees back and forth here if you want. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe rock and roll side to side. That feels good. Now I want you to take the soles of your feet and put them together and lay them on the floor. Your knees get to fall off just over to the side of your mat. You can rest your hands on your legs if you would like just a little bit more than gravity here. Or typically we place one hand on our heart and another hand on our belly. And I want you to take 5 deep breaths. Feel free to stay on your back as long as you need to, focusing on your breath, the inhales, the exhales, and relaxing into the floor. Soaking up all the goodness that we did today and all the hard work that you've put in this whole week and working hard to make yourself a stronger version of you. Thank you for coming to class today. As your teacher, it is my hope that you leave your mat feeling better than when you arrived. So I hope that is true for you today. I'll see you again very soon. Namaste.